Good morning, everyone, in Evolved Holistics 42-day challenge. This is Evolved Holistics TV with Travis and Nick. So we're gonna go through some question and answer type stuff that, like we did last time. We hope you guys find some value in this. We enjoy doing it. So if you do find value in it, then just give us some feedback on that. So let's start out with some questions that we're getting from some of our members. So this is one that occurs at my house a lot. I'm making slow progress compared to my husband. So there's some husband and wife teams in here, but we can kind of branch this out into slow progress in general. We have gotten a lot of feedback from people that they have been kind of feeling better, losing weight. Although this isn't really a weight loss solution, as a side effect of that, people are probably going to drop some weight just from the um, anti-inflammatory properties of the program. But Nick, what would you say to someone who's saying, I'm not really making any progress, or someone else is making more progress than me?
Right. So, again, a lot that goes into that question, but really breaking it down to every single one of you guys is an individual. You're going to change at different rates than maybe your partner or just than other people in the program. Like, you hear somebody say, "Oh, I already lost 10 pounds and it's been a week or two or whatever," and you're like, "You know what? I haven't lost anything." Don't worry about that. Remember, you've been treating your body differently for maybe a year, 10 years, 50 years. Like, it really all depends. So, try not to be doing like any of that comparing. I know it can be challenging and it can be frustrating to see or hear of somebody else making other posts, saying things, but know that your body is going to react the way that it needs to. Like, if you're giving it the proper stimulus, you're giving it the right foods as we move into the next phase with the right movement, and then even into like stress management and sleep. Like, the food may not have been your biggest challenge. So that's why you might not see the most dramatic effects with that. Whereas somebody else, they may have really had to make changes to their diet. And that's why they're seeing these dramatic results here. And then a couple weeks down the road, start adding in some of the movement, start adding in some of the other things with the stress and the sleep. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I just feel fantastic. I feel great just making some of these changes. That's where those changes can come about. So again, just don't get discouraged with progress. Progress is going to happen when it's appropriate for you.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the most exciting parts of the program is going to be the sleep stuff, because my sleep is crap. So, and people think, well, that's not very like a sexy thing to learn about the sleep, but as people get through into the sleep portion of it, I think that's where people are going to see some huge gains.
Absolutely.
Most people are telling me that they're feeling like they don't have to have a snack when they after they eat their meal replacement because of the high fat content. But some people are saying, "Well, I'm hungry. What else can I eat?" So, what advice would you give to them?
So the biggest thing is still, for me personally, and I know for other people I've talked to with this, is don't fear fat. Don't be afraid of fat. This is one thing that's often comes up with, like even just like the medical community. You see like, oh, you can't eat fat. Like, low fat diet is starting to be a thing of the past. It's starting to fade away. But don't be afraid to eat more of it. Again, we're eating high quality stuff. Like, you get in your butter. Here we're talking about like the coconut milk, the coconut oils. All of these things are going to be very good for you and very satiating. So don't be afraid of that. But again, the fattier fruits, the avocados, the olives, these are all going to help hold you over better. And even when cooking your vegetables, uh, just steaming a vegetable and just maybe putting some salt and pepper on it without anything else, it's not going to be as filling, excuse me, as if you put, again, melt some of that or saute it in something else where you're going to add that fat content with the fiber. You're getting all the good phytonutrients from the vegetables. So all these things then compounding really help to add up. And I think, Travis, you made a good point too about the snacks. I mean, really, I've stopped snacking over the last few years after I really started to make transitions to eating, again, a high fat diet, but just really eliminating some of the other foods that were causing me a lot of problems. And it just makes it a lot easier to stay full, like stay just very satisfied with what I do eat from one meal to another, and not having to just go and I need another snack, I need another snack, I need another snack. It's just no, a couple meals a day, like two, sometimes three meals that I eat, and I feel great just doing that.
So, what I've been hearing from people too is I find myself eating a lot of fruit. So, is that a
Yeah.
good thing or a bad thing?
So the fruit is when we talk about a snack, that's an easy thing. Hey, just go grab that piece of fruit. Don't even think about it. Like it's just something that's usually there, ready to go. And having snacks like that is a good thing if you still need a snack. But eating just fruit can still be trouble because of blood sugar effects of sugar. Blood sugar effects of fruit. There can be a lot of sugar in fruit. So if you're just eating this and with nothing else, it can actually make you hungrier. So your blood sugar is not going to be stable. You're going to go and get this rise and then just more of a fall right after because there's nothing with it. And that's where we're talking about the fats. So eating the butter, eating the coconut oil, the coconut milk, even some nuts with things. But this is important to help maintain that balance so you are able to stay satiated. And even things like dried fruits. Dried fruits are even going to be a little more problematic to handle. If you want to do them, again, it's not a problem, but remember, they're going to be higher in sugar content because everything else is all the water, everything's taken out. So it's just a couple of vitamins and minerals and a whole lot of sugar. So being aware that that's easy to just pop a bunch of those and be like, I'm still hungry. I can keep eating them before you know it. Like you're going for 20 minutes, half hour, and then all of a sudden I'm getting hungry again, or I'm starting to crash because you don't have anything to help balance it out. And that's where again, can't emphasize the fat enough with that.
Okay. Meal replacement recipes. So we put a couple up. Some people said they
Yep.
really like them. What other things can people toss in their meal replacement?
So I think I might even do this like a video to show you guys like just stuff that I use in my kitchen. But I like a lot of herbs and spices. Now that might not be filling, but it can be great for some of the anti-inflammatory properties of again using like some more turmeric, cinnamon if you like, just some cayenne or other herbs like oregano, thyme, a lot of different things because that can really just add to the flavor. Sorry, the dogs are barking in the background there, and it can just be really enjoyable. But again, tossing an avocado, tossing the coconut milk. We've talked about those other things that you can add. Any type of green really goes well. I get right now a lot of radishes are starting to come up. I'm getting at the farmer's market, and I eat the radish, the red part by itself, but I like putting just the green tops then in here. You can put again carrots, but I also like adding a little bit more liquid sometimes, like some of the apple cider vinegar. Something that adds that little bit of almost a dressing type flavor to it. Handfuls of nuts. I mean, really, the possibilities can go on and on depending on what foods you like, what flavor combinations you like. I think the frozen berries are something that's very simple and also just a great. We talked about fruit before, but one where it still has the blood sugar balancing effects. It's not going to cause any crazy skyrockets because again, plenty of fiber, low glycemic index, and they just add an awesome flavor. Again, all the different colors, those rich, deep colors, adding all the phytonutrients are really great as well.
Okay. So we're getting towards the end of the second week here, and we're moving out of the elimination phase. And I think there's a lot of questions surrounding that. So,
Yeah.
what is a game plan that people can kind of move forward with after the elimination phase is over? Can we just go to like Pizza Hut and start throwing down some pizza, or what's going on?
I mean, that's preferred, of course. No, absolutely not. So, a couple different ways to go about this. 42 days can be a long time. I understand that. However, to get really the most bang for your buck, that's what I would absolutely recommend that everybody do. It's really going to give you, you're going to see better results and you're just going to feel better. It's going to be a longer lasting thing. You're in the community with the Facebook group, everything here. So it also makes it a lot easier now. Okay, week one, week two, just starting to build on itself makes it much easier to do a sustained thing. And that's what we're really trying to build here is that you don't want to just do this for 14 days or 42 days. No, this is meant to be figuring out how you are meant to eat personally for the rest of your life. And that may mean that you're going to eat dairy because you know that you tolerate it. But that gets me into the next point, which is how to transition out. If you're ready to transition to start adding foods back in, that's fine. But I want to make sure that you can do it in a proper manner. And that's one of those things that can be very difficult to do. So there were 5 foods that we took out. So if on Monday you're like, you know what, I'm ready to add one of those back in, that's fine. way that we want you to do that, though, is you add, so I just brought up dairy before. Start off, have some dairy with breakfast, have some dairy with lunch, have some dairy with dinner. It doesn't have to be 3 times, but try and have it at least twice in that first day. But don't add in any of the other foods that we eliminated. Make sure now that you're not eating any of the other elimination foods for at least 4 days. And this is really important because it takes about 72 hours for food to be completely eliminated from the digestive system. So you might eat something on Monday, but really not experience or feel those effects until Wednesday. And that's where keeping up with, okay, how do I feel? How did I sleep last night? Like you wake up, all of a sudden you're feeling groggy in the morning, or you're noticing after you eat a food, and this is very common with dairy, and this is what I say too, you feel like that mucus in the throat or in the nose really starting to build up. You just have decreased energy that day compared to all other days that you've been on the elimination. And these can be really great keys to say, okay, I don't really need that food. I can do without it. But that's why you do one food at a time, because you might just add all of them back in, and you might be good with 4 out of the 5 foods that we eliminated and tolerate them pretty well, but you add one back in, or you add all 5 back in, and you don't know which that one was. And that's important. That's really what the point of this is to not eliminate foods forever, but find those foods that cause the biggest problem for you. Again, I've been gluten-free for over 5 years now. I know it doesn't work for me. Grains in general, I don't do well with grains, so I don't eat them. I've prepared them differently. I've tried different ways. I don't do that. Other things like soy, I don't feel good with soy. So like a lot of these foods on here are there for specific reasons. And I know that for myself personally, I've looked at them. I've tried these processes of elimination and then reintroduction to really be able to test. And it's a great way to just say, hey, I can kick that food to the curb. There's plenty of other things out there to eat. Everybody's experienced over the 2 weeks. We've known now, wow, there really are a lot of different options, different things out there that you can feel good eating.
Okay, so we need some feedback from people. The meal plan that we wrote up, it takes a long time to do that and then to kind of do the shopping list associated with it. So we're willing to do that, but not if people aren't using it. And I think everybody's a little bit different. Some people plan things differently. So if you guys really like the meal plan, then let us know, and we'll put some different stuff. Maybe we'll shoot out an email or do some Facebook stuff to try to figure out, ask some specific questions about that. So people are asking questions about the meal plan. If you want the meal plan, then we'll figure something out. We'll get something ready for the following week, which we need to do soon because people are going to want to do some shopping over the weekend. So we'll take care of that. So for homework, people that are watching this, I want to try to figure out what your guys' biggest challenge is. So Nick and I have been doing this for a while, so a lot of this stuff is just second nature to us. So we kind of struggle sometimes to know what people are struggling with because it was a while ago when we started this. We kind of forget what we struggled with. So if you guys can post on the Facebook page or just email us or text us or whatever to let us know your biggest challenge, that'll give us some really good insight into how we can improve the program. So I encourage you people to do that, and we'll put a post on Facebook for that. Do you like this format? So Nick and I get up early. Nick's in his pajamas, I believe. That's a pretty spiffy robe you got there, pal.
My robe here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hanging out with the dogs outside.
That's right. Yeah. So he's getting some weird looks from his neighbors. I am too. I guess people are kind of looking at me on my porch, wondering who I'm talking to in my computer.
Give him a wave.
Yeah, that's what you should do. Some people just drove by my house. I'm drinking my meal replacement, so getting that down for the day. I'm feeling pretty full. So anyway, do you guys like this format? We like it because it's a good way for us to get questions out and just kind of talk out problems that people are going through. But if you do, we'll keep doing it. If you want some different kind of format to get information from us, then we can do that too. We could do a webinar, so we could do like a live question and answer stuff if you guys like that format, or the format we have now, you're just kind of submitting questions and we answer them. So if that works better for you, just let us know. We're trying to, again, this is new to us. We've never done anything like this. So the goal of us in this first 42 days is to try to work out the kinks of the program and then make it available to more people. We've had some people say, hey, what happens after the 42 days? Are you guys still going to do this? And the answer is it kind of depends. It's our time and our money to kind of put forth to do this. We've got lots of other things going on. Nick has another business where he does this consulting stuff kind of one-on-one and does like a deep dive into this stuff. This is kind of a general look at it. I mean, I've got businesses, I've got 4 kids, so we have to kind of find a format that works for everyone that's involved. So the more feedback we get from you guys, the better we can make the program, and the better we can make it for more people to kind of get into the program. And really, the more people that get into the program, the better it is for everybody, just because we get more feedback. We get more information about what people are wanting, what's missing in the information side of it, and it helps everybody out. So those are your calls to action. Just pay attention to the Facebook page, pay attention to your email, and we will just keep going as long as we're getting good results. Anything else, Nick?
No, that sounds great.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye-bye.